Just to give you guys a quick snapshot of how I work, typically I work with clients between 45 to 60 days. That's the life cycle from start to finish. The process kicks off with your personalized franchise assessment, which is your assessment. It's a link I will send you. It's an online assessment. It takes you about 30 minutes to fill online. It's a two-part. The first part asks a series of questions, and when you give me answers to those questions, it starts to build a picture for me of what you look like. The second part asks for financials, assets, liabilities. Again, we talked a little bit about it. $50,000 minimum liquidity that you must have if you are to start the process. Once you submit the assessment, it comes to me. If everything looks good, it kicks off the process, and the next step becomes, it's between a 2 to 3 hour long in-person meeting. Yes, you must sit with me for that long. If you are married, your spouse needs to be there. If you have a significant other, they need to be there, whether or not they're going to be in the business with you. Why is this important? You will be surprised, shocked even, at the number of times where I have met with a client who has said, my wife, oh, she's totally on board. A couple of weeks into it, we have spent a couple of weeks, and suddenly I find out that is not really the case. This is a very time-intensive, labor-intensive process for both me and you. So I want to be sure that everything, all the stars are aligned before we begin. At any point so you give me the assessment. Once I get the assessment, I then start to build out your personalized business model. Does anybody know what that is?
Like what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you gotta have a business plan.
Nope.
The model?
Nope. Business plan is different. Your business model, think of it as a blank sheet of paper, and when you give me the answers to various questions, you've already given me some through the assessment, right? This is your wish list for what you want in your ideal business.
Oh, model.
Model.
Okay?
Got it.
So
Which
what
one
I
do
what
you
I say
like?
to clients is, you've given me 10 things that you would like. If I can get you 8, will you be happy? Right? I will try to get you as many of those things as we possibly can. These are things like, so when you think about your business, Bob, is this a business where you see yourself having employees? Yes, Faizun. How many? 5, 7? Okay. What kinds of employees? Salaried? Hourly? What's the education level of your employee? Amanda, when you think of your business, do you think you want a retail location? An office space? A warehouse space? Do you want it to be home-based? Right? These are the kinds of details. We work at a very granular level to build your business model. When you come to that meeting, that 2 to 3 hour meeting, I go over with you the results of your assessment. I then pull out the business plan, the business model, you got me confused, the business model that I've already started building out. The rest of that meeting, the bulk of that meeting, I ask you 101 questions until you are sick and tired of me to build out, to finish, to complete your business model. And I keep asking you until you say, Faizun, everything that you have down on paper is what I want. I have nothing else. Until we get to that stage, I will keep asking you. Once we have that, I then go back into my inventory and I pull out 3 businesses. 3 businesses that most closely approximate your business model. You've given me your income goals. You've given me your investment level. You've given me a bunch of other information, and I will pick out those businesses that most closely and most quickly get you to those goals. At any point in time, you work with 3 businesses. I put you in touch with those businesses. The franchises reach out to you. They have their first call with you. They will then give you a list of franchisees that you are going to be reaching out to. Why? Can I do what they're doing? Can I do what they're doing and make money?
Right.
That's essentially what you're trying to find out. Every week, you and I will have a weekly call between 30 minutes to an hour. And I will say, Amanda, what homework did you do this past week? Who did you speak to? What did you learn? I'm continually refining the business that I think is going to be the perfect fit business for you. That's what I'm doing. I want to find the business at which you and you and you are going to be a rock star. It's not the same for everyone. There has to be that fit, right? As you move through the process, one business rises to the top. That might become the one that you choose. We are now nearing the end of the process. You will then go on to what's called a discovery day. A discovery day is when the franchise invites you, the potential franchisee, to their corporate headquarters. It's like a job interview. They're checking you out just as much as you're checking them out, right?
Right.
They don't want to lose money. They want to know, are you going to be a pain in my ass franchisee? Because I'll be stuck with you for the next 10 years, right? Both sides are checking each other out. If everything looks good, the franchisor will hand you what's known as a franchise agreement. At that point, I tell you to pump the brakes, not yet. I have franchise attorneys that I have worked with that I will put you in touch with. You must get that agreement reviewed by a franchise attorney. If you have a lawyer that you have used for many years, that is not the person to go to. You need somebody who specializes in franchises.
There you
Okay?
go.
You do that, if everything looks good, you're happy with what you see, you sign, and you officially become a franchisee. And at that point, our process has officially ended.
So when do I pay him?
Say that
Get
again?
started. What about all the money I owe him up front, all my assets?
When you sign the franchise agreement, they will give you what you need to.
Like
So they will
buying a
ask you for the franchise fee.
Yeah.
And then they will lay out the process for when that first royalty amount is due. There are many franchises.
Too, right?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. You gotta
Go ahead.
build sometimes, right? Like the location.
storefront?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that takes time. Like
That takes time.
Or it might come with grace period of like I'm from McDonald's,
They're
you
all
don't build
different.
one there.
They're all
You probably take one over.
Sometimes,
Ooh,
if it's
that
an
sounds
existing
great.
location.
Take one over that's already like successful or just.
So, questions?
Maybe you take one over storefront, I said, you don't build one.
At what point do you do like is there any help or service offered in terms of, like, let's say,
Training.
for my community, they don't get their hair cut, right? I mean, and like, what's that analysis to help, like, okay, I found the business that's right for me, now where is the prime location? Like, market analysis, is this gonna flow?
Fantastic question. All of that help comes from the franchisor. So typically when you are, so let's say we've gone through your assessment, the businesses that we've picked out, I reach out to those businesses to say, let's pretend you live in Bethesda, right? I'll reach out to franchise A, B, and C and say, do you guys have territory in Bethesda? If it's an area, so let's pretend it's in the boonies somewhere, okay? There really are not very many businesses. You're not gonna get a lot of clientele. They will come back to me and they will say, nope, we don't offer anything in that territory.
Yeah.
Here is the nearest that we will be able to give you.
So there are.
How's your franchise going for you?
I have now had this business for 13 months. The first 6 months, I thought I would pull my hair out. It's what Bob said. It isn't easy. Just because there's a system,
that's like the
it's not
military.
easy.
Okay,
Right?
just like I just said.
No, I never refuted that. I never said it was easy, right?
Exactly.
It is easier because there's a system behind me.
Right.
I have support behind me.
FriendNet.
Right?
FriendNet.
Typically, businesses like mine that require you to do a lot of networking, these are very time-intensive processes, right? You don't know me. Why would you want to hand over $150,000 to me? I mean, you're not giving it to me, but
FriendNet doesn't have
Right.
the market visibility, FriendNet.
Yeah.
You just said FriendNet, none of us knew that. You say McDonald's, Starbucks, whatever, we all know that. So you chose something that didn't have that big recognition, but you've got a good
yeah, it's
Cool.
so yes.
potential, good potential.
Yeah, and as Bob mentioned, you know those movies and those books you read where you have those really stupid, cheesy people. They jump up in the morning with a smile on their face. They're happy to be alive.
I haven't felt that for a long time.
I didn't feel that for a long time until I found my business. True story.